This is a video update for the Fetiche des Rouges syndicate. Well guys, it's been a long journey, but we're at the very pinnacle of the sport. We took Radish down to the Tryon International Equestrian Centre and we contested the advanced horse trials, which is basically the equivalent of the 4-star short. So it was the national division. The dressage test is nearly identical. The show jumping was exactly the same as the 4-star short. And then in the cross country, there was just 2 jumps where the advanced division had just a slightly easier path. So it was sort of the equivalent of an FEI 4-star short, but just a touch easier on cross-country day. Anyway, that being said, Radish was just excellent. This is the first time that we did a dressage test with flying changes and canter half past, and Radish was brilliant. We won the dressage. It wasn't a big field. Most of the horses were in the 4-star short. So there was, I can't remember, maybe 10 horses in the class, but Radish won the dressage. It was the same judge for the international class, and they scored us on a 28, which I'm pretty sure would be like 72%. Anyway, I was, my whole goal for this weekend was just to complete it. I sort of had the mindset that if we could get Radish around the course, he'd just learn a lot from the competition, and it would sort of be a step in the right direction. And he did more than that. He won the class. So we had a brilliant dressage, still obviously a lot of things that we could improve on. And then he show jumped really well, clear round again. It was a little bit of a messy round, but we left all the jumps up. And then I have to say, cross-country, he was phenomenal. The cross-country phase in the sport is the make or break of a top horse. If they can do the dressage and show jumping, but if they're not bold, brave, and good gallopers, they've got no business being at the top of the sport. And I have to say, Radish gets the improvement award from all the horses at the stables this year. If you remember last year, we just had a bit of a messy finish to the season, and at the beginning of this year is a little bit out of control. But ever since Bromont's 3-day event, he's settled down and starting to become more workmanlike. I can't tell you how sort of relieved or pleased I am that I always had belief that Radish was a top-class horse or a world-class horse, but I'm convinced now after this performance. I think the thing I felt as the rider is he's still pretty green and inexperienced. Here's our first flying change. Not bad. So it was one stride after I asked him, so he did a clean change, but he was he took one stride and then figured it out. So they're just green little moments throughout the whole competition. If I had my time over again, I wish I rode him a little bit differently in the show jumping. It was a really big show jumping course, and I rode him just a little bit too fast and bold, and he got just a little wild and imbalanced. So I wish I could just ride him a little quieter, and he gets into the ring and gets a little bit fired up. So I think that change was good. I think knowing next time I might even take my spurs off, like warm him up with spurs on, but then in the round knowing that he lights up a bit in the ring. Radish is trying to figure out, I might do one more event on him this year, but I think our big goal would be, we won, I think we came second in the Bromont 3-star long. We've been successful at the 3-star level. Now we're competed at the advanced level. He's had a very strong year, and I think next year is going to be the year that everyone finds out who Fetiche des Rouges is, because we'll be competing at the 4-star level. I probably could squeeze a 4-star long in this year, but I'm just worried about actually pushing him too hard. He's very sound and healthy, but it's important you don't get greedy, and just because he can do it, don't go and do it, So anyway, our round started off well. It was the biggest show jumping course that we've seen. It was probably 1.25 meters. Some of the jumps might have been 1.30 meters. One thing about Radish, he's a good jumper. He The hard part about Radish is he gets a little fast and wild, so we sort of started well, and then he got a bit excited, and I think I tried to ride him a little bit too quick. The time allowed on the course was tight, so I wanted to sort of move along, but he's quite a delicate ride in the jumping. You've got to sort of sit quiet, and the hardest part is when he charges at the jump. If you just pull back on his mouth, his head just goes up in the air. He doesn't actually slow down. So it's like jumps like this where it was sort of a steady 8, trying to slow him down without his head coming back at me. The great thing with Radish is even if you get to the jump a little bit out of control, he is super sharp and really, really careful, and he just turns himself inside out to get his legs out of the way. He reminds me a lot of Luke 140, that he's a bit of a wild man, a hot horse, feisty horse, but then when he gets to the jump, he's like a cat. He's cat-like. He just gets his just quick-footed, which is a wonderful attribute. It's something that's in their DNA or in their breeding. So all in all, it was a bit of a messy round with him getting strong and brave like you're seeing there, but it was actually very hard to get a clear round, so I was very pleased to have a clear round in the show jumping. Cross country day, I sort of just said, okay, I'm going to get around this course unscathed and not push him for too much speed, and I have to say he was really, really good. He was balanced and calm the whole way around the track, and it was a very, very challenging course. Like a lot of the horses that were competing in this competition were preparing for 5 stars and 4 stars, so the course was no joke. Anyway, guys, really, really pleased. Radish looks like he's pulled up fit and sound, and we're nearly at the top of the sport.